Alright guys, this is related to the leaking front window on a 7.3 liter. I believe that these fuse boxes are from the early 90s to 2003. A lot of people have the same exact problem. Windows going up and down on their own, truck starting itself. In my case, it was the truck would run erratic, shut itself off. If you guys want to just fix it, which is what we all seem to want to do here, here's your answer. There's a video on Facebook already. I'm just making another one, so it's a little more relatable maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it worse. Who knows? But I thought I owed it to the guy who did it first before me to make one more. So I'm going to go slow and try to explain it my way. If it's long, I apologize. Just fast forward. Anyway, this is my house. I brought it inside because it was a little crazy, and it's really one of those fine things. So you could do it in your garage bench. I have plenty of room in my garage, but I can't afford to lose nothing, so I just put it on the kitchen table. My wife's away at school, and she's a teacher. Kids are away. So long story short, here it is. I'm gonna turn the camera around. What you're gonna have is your fuse box. It's gonna look like this. Basically like this. Okay, you're gonna see it, unbolt it inside your truck. I don't need to explain that. You could do that. There's plugs on the back where this thing, it's called your g.e.m. When it's put together, this is the insides of it. Supposedly this thing barely ever goes bad, but if it does, it's about 250 to 500 bucks, depending on which model you got or whatever. This is gonna be sitting inside of here, like so. This thing just slides on top. There's clips. I'm not gonna talk to you like you're stupid. There's clips. You can undo the clips with a little mini screwdriver, or get these at Harbor Freight or whatever you got by you. Hardware store, if you want to spend that kind of money. God bless the hardware store owners. I don't know how they're doing it with Walmart. So anyway, you got this guy. This is called your g.e.m. This will match up to your fuse box. This is bolted in the back of it. Anyway, that's the other side of it, way over there on my table. I'm pretty far ahead, but I'm videotaping it anyway because I thought you'd like to see what the inside of it looks like. It's got these trays. There's a whole bunch of these trays. You see, here's one laid out. This is muriatic acid in this one with a metal spoon. This is baking soda and water to neutralize it. I'm going to show you here what happens. I don't want to get too far ahead. I know you want to see how it works, and I don't want to scare you. These are all the trays laid out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm taking apart right now with the pick. 5 is over there. This is 5, and this is 6. Okay, I use dielectric grease when I put them back together. This is the process. Okay, take it all in. This spray cleaner is not strong enough, by the way. You can't just spray the inside of this thing. It won't get it. This is what you got. See this corrosion and rust? It's sitting at the bottom of your tray. Your tray is sitting up inside your truck, right? Like this, or more like this, excuse me. And your g.e.m is on the back. This is the other side of this thing, right here. Apparently Bill put this thing together once before. So there's clips that hold these things in. They're little tiny clips. So when you put it together, it won't fall apart, see? And when you take it apart, you gotta have the little pick to get it apart. Otherwise, you can't pop them out. You'll bend the hell out of them. So this is what the one side looks like. It's gonna sit like this. This is the whole thing, the assembly. And then your g.e.m plugs in right there to these little tiny pins. See, I'm putting all the pins back in when I'm putting these trays back in. And they have this plastic that separates each row. It's really very, very simple. You could do this, guys. Don't get cowardly here. So this entire truck, the 7.3 liter, I have had apart. Every wiring harness, the loom, the dash. I just decided I wanted to fully be able to take care of a truck for once and for all, because nowadays I own an electric vehicle. You can laugh at me if you want. I drive tugboats for a living. This is my 7.3 outside here. I'm getting off subject again, but I'm just trying to encourage you. This is my plug for my electric car that my wife just took. My other electric car's in the road. This is my truck. You can't do it with electric cars. It doesn't work. I've tried. I got a hitch on mine and you just can't pull enough stuff. I got a diesel boat out front with 2 diesel motors, an excavator, all this stuff, and my electric car can't do it. This is my shop. It's a mess. I'm not doing this in my shop. I'm bringing it inside. She might not like it very much, but got to be done. So anyway, get back to the point. That thing is sitting inside your truck. It's acting crazy. You're pissed, frustrated, whatever you want to call it. Rip it out. Bring it inside. Take it apart. To get it apart, this is the big question. These things, right? These two are sitting through this thing right here. See these right here? It's coming through here. So there's a flange on the end here. It's a flared end or a flange, whatever you want to call it, whatever industry you're in here. Again, I'm a tugboat operator. We call them a flange on barges or engine rooms or whatever. This thing is going to push through here, right? There's a little bit of corrosion. You could see it on the end. I'll probably clean this up before I put it back. Rust, salt. A lot of these guys are using these for salt trucks or whatever. I don't know what mine was used for, but the guy was an American citizen. I'll put it to you that way. I'm an American too. Born and raised in New Jersey. The guy didn't tell me the complete truth, what was going on. I don't blame him. He was trying to get rid of the truck. Sometimes that's what we do, tell white lies. This thing goes through the back end, comes up through here, and you're gonna have a flange. This does not unscrew as far as I know, right? It's fit in here. And then they probably press it to keep the thing together at some sort of factory. So it's gonna go through here and through all the other plates. So the way you do it, you get a screw gun or a drill gun, whatever you want to call it, put a bit that's bigger than the flange. Again, there's a video on this, another guy's doing it as well. Hopefully I'm doing you justice here. You put this on the flange and drill down slowly till you get the flange off, and you're going to get down to plastic, to this part. You take all your fuses out from the other side. From this side, you take all your fuses out, right? And then there's going to be little pins behind there. These. See these pins? These are what your fuses go into. It's going to go down into there, and it's going to have a certain order that these go in. Well, when the pins pop through here, when I put this plate back together, all these little pins are going to all go back through here when I'm done cleaning this thing. Back through there. These just push right down and they grab a hold of this right here. See? They fit right on there. You put it on there and it grabs a hold of it. So you just push it down, it sits on there. It's not rocket science. See? Comes right on and off. You put dielectric grease, you'll never have water. However you want to do it. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it because I thought the guy did an awesome job doing it before, but I could do even better for you and show you the exact ways. I wrote stuff down that I couldn't remember when I went to Walmart. Got a box of baking soda, it was $3. Celtic sea salt, I wouldn't use that. Honestly, I would use iodized salt. This don't work. Supposedly this and apple cider vinegar are what the guy used. That's not strong enough, I'm sorry. This is where my video I think is quite a little bit better. You go down to Home Depot, my bottle's messed up, but this is muriatic acid. Okay, so you get muriatic acid, put it in your bowl, get stainless steel bowls. If you gotta buy them, buy them. This is a less than $50 project to make your truck run awesome. You're gonna have your PCM and your ECM, electronic control module or power control module, whatever you wanna call the thing. Under your truck getting proper voltage, because this is going off of millivolts and stuff for your computer to talk to your injectors, and your IDM, your injector driver module. I've had both those sent out to Florida and rebuilt. This is going to help the voltage and grounds communicate properly so that the computers can do what they're supposed to do. Do what you like, but this is what I used. I think, quite frankly, apple cider vinegar or white vinegar with salt, which he put in this one, is just not strong enough. It just takes way too long. When I put these guys that I'm taking off this plate here, and the muriatic acid, look, it's not an explosion, but look, it is bubbling slowly. This is gonna have to sit in there for 15 minutes, 20 minutes at least, just to get the rust and the corrosion and the salt and stuff to break off. And then I have a bronze or brass brush here. I think it's brass. Excuse me, bronze, because not bronze. It wouldn't be bronze at home. Harbor Freight, they're too cheap. It's probably copper, maybe brass brush. Don't use steel, because then you're just putting steel back on top of this. The microparticles are going to get on that, and then it's going to rust again. But these just came out. When you take them out of here, I'll do a quick example for you, just to show you, because you're probably wondering what happens. When you take this off, the muriatic acid, right, and like, let's just put it right there so it can drain. And you take one of these guys with your rubber gloves on, obviously, and you put it in here. It's covered in acid, this thing. Watch what happens. Look at that, it's fizzing. It's neutralizing the acid. That's baking soda. And just plain tap water. Yes, I'm putting H2O, hydrochlor, what do they call it? Hydrogen, 2 parts oxygen. You don't want oxygen, obviously, on things, but you're gonna get it on there temporarily until you put the dielectric grease on there, which coats it, and you're gonna put it back together. The guy in the video before me, who inspired me, by the way, I'm giving him props here, he supposedly painted his. I quite frankly think that's not a very good idea, because the paint's going to chip off after 10 years, 20 years, and the next guy's going to be doing it again. Use dielectric grease and just grease the hell out of it. It's very unlikely it's going to come off of there. It should coat it very nicely, and I think it'll do a better job. I could be wrong. But that's just my take on it. I work in saltwater environments, and I do boat stuff, and from my understanding in the engine rooms down there, hot, cold, salt, air, salt water. Our bilge pumps do a lot better with dielectric grease. Any kind of black tape or anything that holds the moisture in there is just going to make it corrode quicker. So take it for what you want. So anyways, this is where I'm at. This is what you got. You're going to take it apart. All these pins that you take off, take a picture. Real good pictures. Don't lose the pictures. Put them in your camera. Whatever you got to do so that you can get them, so put this thing back together the correct way. That's it. Yeah, I hope that helps you guys. I'll give an update once I get my truck back together, how it runs, what's going on. Again, I have an already rebuilt PCM, already rebuilt IDM, injector driver module. Every single relay in my entire truck, every single connection, the IPC, injector pressure regulator, the you name it, every single everything has been taken apart. All the wires have been respliced. The looms have been taken apart. This is absolutely what's going on. You can see this one. Look at the corrosion. The voltage is leaking across. It's grounding. A leaky front window will absolutely do this over a number of years. I've had 2 of these trucks. This is my second one. Dually crew cab. This is my second one. This is a single rear wheel, 7.3 liter. This is a 99. It happens in 2000, 2002, 2003. If you're having these issues, take the day. It will take you about 3 hours to do this. Do it on a day where no one's around so you can do this. Anyways, God bless you guys. And yeah, love those power strokes, man.